Hello and welcome to the Horizon Camper Builds YouTube channel. My name is Eli, and in today's video, I'm going to show you yet another Toyota Sienna camper build. My client has brought me his second generation 2005 Toyota Sienna, and he has requested a level 3 camper build that is both stealth and an outdoor camper design for 2 people. This build is going to feature a new stain color as well as the integration of an EcoFlow Delta 2 Max power station for off-grid capabilities. So in today's video, I'm going to briefly show you the exterior of the van, just so you can see what it looks like, and the majority of the video will be focused on the camper build itself. So without further ado, let's get started on today's video tour. All right, folks, here we go. Again, this is a second generation 2005 Toyota Sienna. The second generation years are from 2004 all the way to 2010. You can get these in either a front wheel drive model like this one, or you can get them in all-wheel drive. The earlier years from 2004 to 2006 had the timing belt, which needed to be replaced every 100,000 miles, so that is a major service on these vans. However, the later years, 2007 all the way to 2010, you had the timing chain. Those were a little bit more desirable for a second generation Toyota Sienna. These vans did have a powerful V6 engine. They produced anywhere from 230 horsepower in the earlier model years all the way up to 260 horsepower in the later years. They are very comfortable to drive. They are super reliable, and parking them almost anywhere is super easy. They're not that big. They're almost the size of a 4-door sedan. But when you do open them up on the inside, as I will in a little bit, you'll see how roomy they are, and these actually make excellent stealth campers due to their size and the ability to park them almost anywhere. The client has requested that we install a roof basket on the factory roof rack. So this is a 4-foot wide by 6-foot long roof basket secured on the roof. You can see nothing gives this van away as a camper. The windows are very heavily tinted. I think this is like limo tint, but also the client does have the Weathertech window covering on all the windows, including the ones in the front, so that he can do some stealth camping and not have any issues with people looking from the outside in. This van can also do some outdoor camping. The kitchen in the back is designed to be used from the inside as well as from the outside. I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. So that's pretty much what this 2005 Toyota Sienna looks like on the outside. Let me go ahead and open it up to show it to you on the inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the camper build on the inside. I am making this video, and I do apologize if it is repetitive. If you have seen some of my previous videos, the clients really enjoy watching their van on YouTube, but also this is a great point of reference for my future clients. If they do like this particular configuration, which I do include the details of the build in the description box, they can use it as reference to do the same build on their own van. This design that you see will fit pretty much any second generation Toyota Sienna. This is a 66-piece build. Every single one of the pieces has been sanded, routed, as well as stained with a new color. This color that you see is called Golden Oak. This is what the client has requested. And I do have to say it turned out to be really, really nice. It does complement the interior of this van very, very nicely. The wood that was used is 3/4 inch plywood as well as 3/4 inch pine boards. And the entire build has been designed around the interior of the vehicle. All the seats had to be removed for this build to be installed. This build is secured to the floor of the Sienna, so while you're driving, this does not move or rattle at all. This build can be removed in about an hour or so, and you can reinstall the 3rd row and the 2nd row seats back in the van to return this to a passenger vehicle configuration. Earlier, I mentioned that the client has the Weathertech window inserts on all the windows. I really do like the Weathertech window inserts for these vans. They are very snug on the windows. They tend to be very easy to remove. They are Reflectix on one side and black on the other. Actually, you could flip them around. If you put this one on that door and the other one on this door, you can have the Reflectix towards the outside, which would help with, you know, temperature control. But if the black is on the outside, it's actually better for stealth camping occasions. I will include the link to the WeatherTech window inserts for this generation of Sienna in the description box below. In addition to the window covers, we also have a curtain that separates the driving area from the sleeping or lounging area. The client has removed the center console between the seats to create a small walkway. If he doesn't want to exit the van, he can make his way between the seats to the camper build in the back. We are in the single bed configuration. This bed does become a double bed. I'll show you that in a little bit, but right now it is acting as a single bed and or bench. This bed measures 25 inches wide by 75 inches long. The mattress that is being used is a 4-inch thick foam folding mattress with a washable cover. You can sit on this area or you can sit in this area, and if you do, you have a little bit of a backrest. You can put 1 or 2 pillows and sit very comfortably in front of the sliding door to enjoy the view. Not much of a view now, but you get the idea. Under the bed, we have open storage compartments. These areas are ideal for totes. You can get like medium-sized totes, maybe 3 or 4 of them, and you can have them be stored under the bed. There is a little bit of a railing right here to prevent items from sliding from under the bed. What I'd like to do now is go ahead and enter the van and show you the perspective from the inside. Okay, so I went ahead and entered the van. I am sitting on the bench on the rear side of the build. And really quickly, I just want to show you how private it is inside. The windows are completely covered. Now, if you're wondering about the holes in the curtain, if you do order the complete set of the WeatherTech window inserts, you are also getting the inserts for the front, which fit perfectly snug. And they are excellent in making sure no light escapes, you know, especially if you have like a LED light on like I do. This is a clip-on LED light. First thing I want to talk about is when I'm sitting here, you could see I have plenty of room for my feet. I am 5'9" and I can sit completely upright, and I have 1 inch to spare from hitting the ceiling. In front of me, I have a flip-up counter. This counter is something I started doing a few builds ago, and the reason why I do this is because it allows you to use this area up here as storage, and this would be independent of that, and you could use it as a surface area for eating or maybe working on your laptop if you choose to use this van as your mobile office. So this actually is about 12-inch deep and almost 40 inches long, so plenty of surface area, again, to utilize it however you see fit. Right next to the flip-up counter, we have a topper for more surface area that covers the indoor-outdoor sink, which I will show you in just a moment. But currently, you can use this area for more surface area. This counter actually is on these heavy-duty locking brackets. So if I were to collapse it, all I'd have to do is push up on this bracket, both of them at the same time, and I'd be able to collapse this counter. In this area, we have another shelf that could be accessed from the inside as well as from the outside. This shelf does have a railing to prevent items from sliding out of it. And then over on this side, we also have another shelving unit. The design of these shelves also allows you to use the cup holders in the back, as well as this little cubby that has a cover. This has been done on both sides. You can see the cup holders as well as the cubby. Even more storage is found in this area. This is the sink cabinet that has the fresh water and the gray water containers, but in this area you can use it as storage. So this cutout has been designed for inside access of the sink cabinet. Over in this area we have our indoor and outdoor sink, and this is the topper that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way so I can show you the indoor access or the indoor use of this sink. So we have a collapsible, adjustable faucet and a 13-inch round stainless steel bowl. Now, in order for me to dispense water in here, the very first thing I need to do is go ahead and activate the water pump by pressing the switch on the side of the sink cabinet, and I should be able to dispense water now. Pretty good water pressure, a little bit loud, but it works really good. Again, this is an indoor and outdoor sink, so I can open the liftgate and be able to use the sink. I'll do that a little bit later in the video. Right next to the sink, we have our 12-volt Bouge RV 30-quart fridge that is also accessible from the inside as well as from the outside. And this fridge is actually plugging into a power station, which is the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max. I did mention in the intro that this level 3 build has a power station integrated in it. I will show that to you a little bit later when I open the back of the build and better be able to show it to you. So that's pretty much what this looks like as a single bed and bench configuration. What I'd like to do now is go ahead and set it up as a double bed and show you what that looks like. Okay, so the very first thing I need to do to set this as a double bed, obviously if this counter is up, it needs to go down. The next thing is I'm gonna go ahead and slide the mattress out of the way to have access to this extension, and then go ahead and reach over and just let it flip over like that to double it in size. I'm gonna push the mattress back on this side, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on this part, the front part of the build. You could see I'm grabbing the backrest, which is now a leg, and now we have a big enough bed space for up to 2 people. Okay, I went ahead and put both mattresses next to each other on the now doubled platform sleeping area, and now we have room for up to 2 people to sleep very comfortably in here. The width is 50 inches now, and the length is 75 inches. And it is worth noting that access to the under the bed storage is no longer available. So whenever you do want to set this up as a double bed, it'll be a good idea to grab whatever you have under there that you are going to need throughout the night, put it somewhere else, and then set this up as a double bed. Now, I do get asked a lot, what do you do with the second mattress when it's not being used, you know, when you are not in the double bed configuration? So if you just need that one mattress and you just have the bench set up, what do you do with this one? What I do is I normally store it up here in the passenger seat. When it is in the single bed configuration, when it's in the double bed, take the mattress from the front and go ahead and set it up and make it into a double bed. Okay, what I'd like to do now is go ahead and open up that liftgate to show you the rear access of the kitchen area. I am in the back of the van. I opened up the liftgate, which is also a really nice shade from the sun or from the rain if I'm standing back here, to be able to use the rear kitchen. So let me go ahead and show you what you get back here. This area, you know, you have the shelf here that you can access it from the inside as well as now from the outside. You could see the railing also on the outside. On top of that, we have the surface area that can be used inside, or you could use it as storage because we also have another lip. But from the outside, you could go ahead and reach over, flip this, and double the size of the counter. So you could see all that surface area we have back here for cooking, prepping your, food, whatever. you need to do back here, you have more surface area. It's kind of an L-shaped counter now. If you go ahead and remove the sink topper, you have access to the sink. Right next to the sink, a small shelf exists for storage. This shelf, if you do remove the topper, you have access from the inside to the items that would be inside the shelf. From the outside, you could just go ahead and reach and grab whatever you need with or without the topper being on. And right under the small shelf, we have kind of an open storage area, and this area was left open for larger items, but also to give access to the spare tire tools that are located behind this hatch. This is the sink cabinet, and if I go ahead and open the cabinet, I can see the fresh 5-gallon water container and the gray water container as well. The sink cabinet door opens this way. You can see it's nice and flat to give you even more surface area in addition to the ones up front to maximize outdoor use of this kitchen. So let me go ahead and close the cabinet door. I'm going to flip the extension back on itself. I'm going to go ahead and collapse the faucet, put the topper back on. You could see now everything is kind of put away, and here you could see we have the 12-volt fridge. You can access it also from the outside. It opens all the way out. This is a 30-quart fridge, draws very little power. This EcoFlow Delta 2 Max power station is more than capable to keep this fridge running all night long without any interruption of power. Granted, this unit is fully charged. Speaking of charging this unit, right over here you see a device. This came from EcoFlow, and what it is, it allows you to charge this power station with the engine. So when you turn on the vehicle, this device is responsible for charging the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max power station. I believe you can buy portable solar panels from EcoFlow to also have solar charging available. Now, this power station has 2 power strips connected to it, and these power strips are integrated in the build. There's one on each side. There's one on that pillar and one on this pillar. You would have to press a button on the power station to be able to activate the power strip. You could see a little blue LED light indicator, which means that this is active and you can plug things into it. Currently, we do have a clip-on LED light plugged into it. You see, in addition to the 2 AC outlets, we have some DC outlets like micro USB and a regular USB as well. So that concludes today's video tour on the 2nd generation 2005 Toyota Sienna with the level 3 camper build in it that has the EcoFlow Delta 2 Max power station. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.